Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Beth and Rip's spin-off announcement cheapened the Yellowstone season finale. While Yellowstone Season 5 has a monumental finale to top off Taylor Sheridan's neo-Western series, the announcement that Beth and Rip's stories would continue ruined one of Yellowstone's most significant conclusions. Beth and Rip's Yellowstone spin-off was announced just days before the Season 5 finale, further muddling the ongoing conversation about how Yellowstone's story would evolve. While it was good news to hear Kelly Reilly and Cole Hauser's characters weren't done yet, it spoiled a significant outcome of Yellowstone Season 5's ending. Spoilers aside, Yellowstone's cathartic finale wrapped up all its best stories. After the death of Kevin Costner's John Dutton Ivy, Case followed through with his plan to sell the ranch back to the Broken Rock tribe, returning the land to Montana's indigenous people. After negotiating the terms of Case's freedom from the Yellowstone, he settled at East Camp with his family while Beth and Rip bought a ranch in Dillon, Montana. Unfortunately, Beth and Rip's happy ending was majorly spoiled, with their spin-off announcement cheapening the payoff of Beth surviving the finale's Dutton sibling war. Beth and Jamie's sibling war was one of the richest storylines heading into the Yellowstone Season 5 final. Beth and Jamie Dutton have been at odds of Shakespearean proportions since Yellowstone Season 1, with Beth having it out for her brother since her first days back at the ranch, and vice versa. The conclusion of their war had high stakes, with existing conflicts and their lack of trust in one another at the core of their struggle. Heading into the finale, Beth vowed to kill Jamie. While her prevailing was likely, the spin-off announcement prematurely confirmed Beth's triumph. During Beth and Jamie's final scene in the finale, Yellowstone confirmed that Beth made it out of the sibling rivalry alive. After her father's funeral, Beth drove straight to her brother's house in her Bentley with her signature road rage. When inside, Beth violently attacked Jamie, intending to kill him. While her brother fought back, Rip showed up at the perfect time. Beth ultimately killed Wes Bentley's Jamie, following through on her promise that she would bring justice to John's suffering. Beth's last words to her father were, "I will avenge you." The Deadline report confirming a new Yellowstone spin-off starring Beth and Rip spoiled Beth making it out of Yellowstone Season 5 without a doubt. While her bloody battle with her brother was ultimately predictable, the report left no room to interpret whether Beth would survive the fight. While the screenwriter did his best to keep Yellowstone's ending under wraps, Sheridan couldn't keep the news about Beth and Rip's spin-off a secret forever, since contract negotiations were underway. Still, while the spin-off announcement spoiled the flagship's ending, it made Beth and Rip's ending all the more significant. The announcement suggested that Beth and Rip's story would share the most DNA with Sheridan's flagship, including the Yellowstone moniker in the title and characters from the original series, filling out the story with familiar faces. One good thing about the report was that fans, knowing Beth and Rip would live to see another day, could interpret the couple's ending at Beth and Rip's Dillon, Montana ranch as a new beginning, teasing where their Yellowstone story would pick up in the distant future. The announcement of Beth and Rip's spin-off had all the right elements to bring excitement to fans of Yellowstone. The beloved couple had captured hearts with their fiery chemistry and complex relationship. Their dramatic love story, full of grit and passion, had left viewers on the edge of their seats, yearning for more. But in the weeks leading up to the season finale, news broke that would alter the course of the show's conclusion. It was confirmed that Beth and Rip would be getting their own spin-off series, much to the shock and dismay of many longtime fans. What seemed like an exciting development quickly became the very thing that cheapened the emotional weight of Yellowstone's highly anticipated season finale. Beth and Rip's love story was central to Yellowstone's allure. They were the epitome of opposites attracting. Rip, the strong but silently troubled cowboy, found a fierce, independent partner in Beth, who had been scared by both family betrayal and personal hardship. Their relationship was complicated, raw, and yet profoundly touching. Theirs was a story of redemption, loyalty, and healing, which often felt like the show's emotional core. As viewers watched, they couldn't help but root for them, hoping that they would find their happily ever after despite the backdrop of power struggles, corrupt politics, and the ever-present threat of violence that loomed over the Dutton family. So when the announcement came, it felt almost like a promise to the fans. Beth and Rip are so important to us that they deserve their own series. At first, this might have sounded like a gift. After all, wouldn't it be wonderful to dive deeper into their relationship? The promise of more adventures, more intimate moments, and an exploration of their lives beyond the confines of the Dutton Ranch had the potential to be intriguing. The spin-off could offer a fresh perspective, expanding the Yellowstone universe, introducing new characters, and allowing Beth and Rip to truly shine. However, the timing of the announcement turned out to be a major misstep. It wasn't just the fact that their spin-off was revealed before the season finale. It was how the announcement impacted the finale's tone, mood, and pacing. Yellowstone was already in the middle of building up a narrative arc that required a sense of uncertainty and high stakes, not only for the family but also for the characters' futures. Every moment, every choice, every loss, and every sacrifice felt like it could lead to something permanent. The finale was supposed to be a moment where everything came to a head, where fans would see the culmination of years of investment in these characters. And then suddenly, it felt like a foregone conclusion. Beth and Rip's future was already secure. The spin-off made it clear that no matter what happened in the season finale, they would be alright. Their love story would continue in a new, separate world. Their ultimate fates were written, leaving little suspense for viewers who had been hoping for a more ambiguous, high-stakes conclusion to their arc. The impact of the finale was diminished, as the dramatic tension surrounding their characters' potential futures was deflated by the knowledge that they would live on in their own show. It wasn't just Beth and Rip's relationship that took the hit. The ripple effect of the spin-off announcement spread through the entire ensemble cast. Yellowstone is built on complex, multi-layered relationships, and the stakes have always been tied to the uncertainty of life on the Dutton Ranch. Characters like Jamie, Case, and Monica were all wrestling with their own demons, and the season finale was poised to explore those tensions. But with Beth and Rip's future seemingly already carved in stone, it made it harder to invest in the other characters' arcs in the same way. The looming knowledge that Beth and Rip's narrative was already set left everything else feeling secondary, even the impending drama of the Dutton family's legacy. The decision to give Beth and Rip a spin-off also seemed to undermine the show's central theme of the impermanence of life on the ranch. Yellowstone constantly reminds viewers that everything is temporary. Power, land, love, even family, all of it can be swept away by outside forces. The show has been lauded for its willingness to put beloved characters in peril, never allowing the audience to feel safe in assuming anyone's future was guaranteed. In a world where death is around every corner and betrayal is inevitable, the promise of a spin-off for one of the most cherished couples on the show felt like a jarring contradiction to the core values of the show itself. While some might argue that the spin-off could offer closure and resolution for Beth and Rip, it felt more like an escape hatch, a way to sidestep the difficult, risky choices that the show could have made in their storyline. Instead of allowing Beth and Rip's futures to unfold naturally within the confines of the Yellowstone universe, the spin-off provided a safety net, and in doing so, robbed the finale of a sense of organic unpredictability. Then there was the question of whether the spin-off was even necessary. Many fans had already felt that the main series had started to lose some of its spark in recent seasons, with certain storylines feeling drawn out or disconnected. Adding a spin-off seemed to suggest that the show was running out of ideas or trying to milk the fanbase for all it was worth. Yellowstone had been a juggernaut for years, but now it was a franchise that needed to justify its popularity with additional spin-offs and extensions. This move not only cheapened the season finale, but in many ways highlighted a sense of desperation from the show's creators, a desire to maintain relevance rather than focus on telling a compelling story to wrap up the series on its own terms.